Hey guys, here in the mountains, fleshing animals is how we make a living. And when we do it, we gotta do it right the first time, because we spend lots of time out here fleshing animals, getting ready to sell. And when we're ready to make our fleshing bean, this is how we do it. We get a piece of hardwood. Today I got chestnut like our ancestors used to use, and I got a 2-inch plank. You can get an 1.5-inch plank, but I just prefer a 2-inch thick plank. And I'm going to explain how we cut it out and how we shape it. Okay, this bean's going to get hung on the wall, hinged so we can store it easy. So I'm going to make it 55 inches long. And then we're going to cut the width 5 3/4. You could use a 5.5-inch piece if that's all you have. And we're going to mark it. We're going to mark it about 48 inches up. Okay, and when you mark that straight line 48 inches up, for the front here, where we're going to have the taper, I go back about 16 inches, and I'll make a mark, and a mark on this side. And then you'll come to the center, which that would be 2 7/8 here, and I'll mark that at the top. And then you'll taper that down. To get a good reference of a nice beam, you could go 7 down, and that'll be at your 48 mark. And that should be 3/4 in. 3/4 of an inch to your taper on each end. 7 down, 3/4 in. And that'll mark your taper. So you'll have that marked, and you could draw a straight line across. I already sketched it out the way I like it. But draw a straight line from that point. So you can get your rough cut done first. Just figure out where you can utilize most of the wood. Most of your cut. And then I'll just run it down here. And then we'll saw it. Just take a skill saw, a good blade, and a ripper. And always wear safety glasses. Old chestnut still smells good. And then we'll catch our line that we started. fleshing beam, boy. Now we got to shape. To give you a good idea how I cut that taper on the front here, we measured the center and we came up with 2 7/8 for the center, and then we came back 7 inches. And that 7 inches from the original edge of the board was 3/4 to this new edge. And then I just held a straight edge on that 16-inch mark down here and came up like that, and you'll get your nice edge. But you should end up with about 2 1/4 up here. So make sure that's 2 1/4 first. And then you'll have a nice edge, and then we'll work it down. Okay, find a good area where you can pin that fleshing beam, and then take your draw knife and just work the edge down. Just keep working that down, and work both sides. And then keep doing that, and I'll show you later here. Alright, so I took the draw knife and I shaped the size. I shaped this tip down to basically 3/4 on the tip. It's rounded now. And I shaped the back up to 1 1/4 inches in thickness. It was 2 inches. Now I shaped that back bottom side 16 inches back. From here to 16 inches. And then this is the top, and it's perfectly flat. It just has the rounded edges, like 3/4 of an inch round the whole way back. And to shape it nicely, I used a rasp. This is a multi-purpose file and a rasp, so you can really make it smooth. And then to really help, you can use a belt sander with 80 grit paper, a good heavy one you need. You don't even need the draw knife if you don't want to go that extreme. You can just use a hand electric planer. And then you want to finish it with like 100 grit sandpaper. And you can clamp it down with anything. These work good. So we're going to mount this on the wall. And this is the part that gets put on the flat side. So we have to take this hinge and set it like directly the flat edge, right on the flat edge of this board. And we'll center it. The board is 5.5 now. So we have this center, and we look down across the hinge and make sure we're on the edge. That looks pretty good there. It's pretty crucial here. So we're going to hold that tight. Then we're going to grab our drill, and it would help just to, we're going to pre-drill these. We're going to put bolts in it. This is basically just marking it. So now I got a good tight grip. I'm not going to let go, and I'll get that middle one. So your drill knows where to go. Now once you got that, it's easy. Then just drill your holes, and we'll put the bolts in. So we're going to tighten these nuts on here. And you got 4 of them, that'll hold. Okay, I finished off the beam with a nice coat of Danish oil to seal it up. Then I fastened it to the wall 30 inches to the top of the beam. And then you got good support there. Now we got to make a frame to hold it. You can just hinge it right on the wall when you're not using it. Okay, in order to brace this and to have it adjustable, I cut these uprights around 36. And then I'm gonna put one in the back on the top like that, so we can angle this beam up, and we'll push down with our draw knife, and we'll have one in the front. These blocks are around 8.5 inches because our beam's around 5.5. Then we'll fasten them here. All right, so I cut 3 at 8.5, 1 for the bottom and 2 for the top to wedge that beam in on an angle. That holds pretty good. You want this to be at the top of your stomach. This fits me good. I started at 30 back there, but you see you can go downward angle and you got a nice flat surface. And then that comes off, I'm going to show you here. So you can move your fleshing beam. And then we'll just take this off here. You want it to fit nice and snug. So that wedged on there good. And then you just fold your beam up. And then put it up here, and then it holds. Then you don't have to worry about your fleshing beam being in the way. See how I have it? It just locks in there with a couple nails up there. It just hangs there on the wall. Beautiful chestnut fleshing beam. And that's what you want, good American hardwood. And all we did was use what we have laying around, guys. So you can see that nice grain there.